Hey everyone, welcome back to Tap and Sack. Today we're unlocking a new Spellslinger. It's Ashiok. She's in blue and black, colors that we don't already play in. And she's all about control, adding nightmares into your opponent's deck, and draining their life while we gain more. So let's go see what her dreams are all about. Ashiok starts a little bit low on the health with only 22. What she does is to weave nightmare cards into your deck. So that happens whenever you add a card to your hand that did not start in your deck, or play one of those cards, then you attach a nightmare to one of the top 10 cards of the opponent's deck. And the nightmares trigger whenever that card is drawn or milled, and it will drain one from your opponent. So basically you will gain 1 life and the opponent will lose 1 life. And there are lots of cards in her deck that help do this, to either draft cards and put nightmares into the opponent's deck. So let's go into the signature cards which do basically that. So the first one is Extract Fear. It's a 1 mana spell. It drafts a copy of a card from the opponent's deck into your hand. So basically you're playing 1 card to get another card, although you're basically using the opponent's resources against them. So if they have a big creature or a big spell, you could be stealing it from them. But what's most important is that whenever you draft that card, a nightmare is added, and that will help you in the late game. Then there's Shadowstag, a 4 mana 4/5 beast. When it enters the battlefield, you will reduce the cost of each card that in your hand that wasn't in your deck by 1. So cards that feel stolen will have their cost reduced by 1. Probably better to cast this later on when at least 3 or 4 of your cards have been drafted or taken from the opponent. But otherwise, the 4 mana for 4/5 beast is quite a nice blocker. It's definitely a good stats. And lastly, there's a Shadowmage Saboteur, a 2 mana 2/3 rogue. When it attacks, you will double all the nightmares you attach this turn. So 2 mana is great because you can cast it on your first turn if you're starting second, and then the next turn you can swing it for attack and start attaching double the nightmares. The double nightmares really help because you want to be draining your opponent as much as possible while gaining life and staying alive. Okay, so let's go into building her first deck. There are some rules for her deck building, and as for color identity, you can only use blue, black, and colorless cards, so you can't splash to other colors unlike some of the other Spellslingers. That's probably one of her drawbacks, but you do want to keep on theme for Ashiok, so blue and black is probably the best way to go. Inventive Crafter could be good because you're drafting a card, a glider into your hand, so you'll be adding nightmares. This is also an interesting card. It's a little bit like Extract Fear. It's also a 1 mana spell, but this one you'll be drawing the bottom card of your opponent's deck. So, depending on your luck, you might get something good. Lorekeeper, another good one to add to Ashiok because 2 mana 2/1 is a little bit weak. 2/1 stats are quite vulnerable, but what it does is that when it debuts, it will add a random spell to your hand, and since it didn't start in your deck, you will be counted as a nightmare. Counterfeiter, this is a decent 2 mana 2/1 creature with sneak. So what you want it to do is attack and cannot be blocked for the first time, and then you add a copy of a random card from their deck to your hand. So again, another way to add nightmares to the opponent's deck. Necrobot might be decent. You get a 3 mana 2/3, can add a random black card to your hand. So again, all about attaching nightmares. Agony Rep could be a good spell to add because it gives an opponent's creatures -3/-0. So basically weakening their forces. And you also add another card to your hand, which is Agony Twist, and gives the enemy creature -0/-3. So not only are you attaching a nightmare, but you're also getting more spells to play. Flagrant Foul, probably one of the best creature removals in this game. This is a nice board wipe in black. It's called Infest. Gives all creatures -2/-2. Frostlings, one thing good about it is that it will stun a creature for 1 turn when it enters the battlefield. So just a temporary stop for the opponent to slow them down. Hey, Neurobot. Okay, this is almost like the other blue creature that drafts a card. So this one adds a random blue card. Also 2 mana 2/1. Wintergrip Mage could also be a nice blocker for 2 mana 1/3, and when it dies you add a chill wind to your hand. So this will help to not only add nightmares to the opponent's deck, but it gives you another spell to cast, which is chill wind, and stun an enemy creature. Alright, we've got our deck, so let's go for a test run on Ashiok. Against Ral again. Game plan is to gain as much life as we can. And let's see. Shadowstag is good. Wintergrip Mage is good. But Agony Wrap, I don't know. Let's just get this out and see what we get. Okay, Necrobot.
Let's go.
We'll need creatures with lots of toughness to tank that chaos lightning, because that spell is Ral's main threat. Let's go for Lorekeeper, see what we get. Ooh, Lava Wave. That's gonna be a long way to go. 8 mana. Anticipate. And the Aether Figment. And a double Aether Figment. Oh, that's cheating. Gonna extract Fear, see what we get. Ooh, Mana Search. An Isochron Scepter. Okay, I'm gonna do Mana Search and just pump out some stuff. And let's go for a Necrobot. Just pass the turn. Okay, maybe block one of these guys and just take the rest. Mystic Tomb to draw a card. Shadowstag might be good this time, reduce all the cost of cards. I'll just end the turn. I'm gonna trade with his 3-1. I want to leave my Shadowstag alive. Divination, draw 2. That's a Nightmare. And another Nightmare. Nice. Shock my stack. Okay. And then he can cast another spell. Wow. Alright. So I think our game plan is here is to just have lots of creatures with high toughness, as many as possible, so that we can, in case they cast that Chaos Lightning, we're gonna be able to absorb that damage. So I'm gonna cast the Rotting Baboon, give them a Nightmare, and then one more Necrobot to add another Nightmare, and I'll just pass the turn. Okay, unsummon my dude. And pick teams. Interesting. But that gives me a way to add Nightmares to his deck. Anticipate. Alright. And another Mana Search. Wow. It's really going off. He might be able to deal 20 damage with double Chaos Lightning. Wow, a Breaching Serpent. Yikes, that's 10 damage. Crazy. This might be it for me. What I can do is just stun the 7/7 and then I will cast something else to block. Maybe the Wintergrip Mage, and that's it. Got another Frostlings, and what I can do is maybe... Alright, let's do Frostlings. Stun this guy. I'm gonna cast Friendly Grotesque. Destroy a friendly creature. And that's it. Whoa, destabilize. Interesting. Time for Chaos Lightning. So I'm not dead yet, but I could be dead very soon. Again, I need more creatures to tank that Chaos Lightning. So I'm gonna stun the Serpent. Okay, let's do the Rotting Baboon. Couple more creatures maybe. Oops, gotta cast my stuff now. Alright, might as well attack, see what happens. Okay, 2 nightmares should help me a bit. Ejected. Ooh. And the 7/7. Wow. Alright. So I probably have to do Lava Wave and then cast a blocker. And I will just cast the Sparring Automaton. Just pass the turn. Oh, he has Sneak, so I'm dead already basically. Oh, not yet. Game 4. Okay. Mystic Tomb, draws a card. Pick teams, adds a nightmare. I take 7. And a Pyrobot. Okay. Alright, let's do Infest. I will attack for 1. I'll just pay the Saboteur and play the Grotesque. Destroy my 0/1. So 2 nightmares might save me. One more nightmare. Ooh, so I can't cast double. Alright, not very good, but that's the best we can do. And just cast a Counterfeiter, and that's about it for me. So if they have ooh, nightmares, nice. +6. Alright, nice. We beat Ral. Actually, I was pretty good at holding off Ral because just gaining life, draining them while we ping them down. So we got our first win as Ashiok. Okay, Nahiri, another Spellslinger that we don't see that much. Starting hand is good. We got a 1, 2, and 3. So we're gonna confirm. So Nahiri's ability is the Sword. It's equipment that she can equip onto any creature on her turn. Alright, Extract Fear, turn 1. Interesting. I'm gonna take Zozu. Nice attacker. And just end the turn. There's a very aggro deck. You can see. Gonna cast a Lorekeeper as a blocker. Ooh, we got a shock. Right. Yep, shock me. And a sword cannoneer. Wow. Okay, that's 5 damage. Luckily we got the shock. So I'm just gonna shock it now. And just gonna put the scorpion on the board as a blocker. Blazing Minotaur. I'll block. Okay, I could infest now. Might be good because it's a big wipe. I'll just pass the turn. Hey, Zozu. Let's see if he wants to trade. He doesn't want to trade. Okay. I'm just gonna cast a Runeshell Crab then. He equipped the sword, so that's the sword. Heal damage and a trample. Okay. No trample. Okay, that's great. Alright, it's Infest time. This is such a good card. -2/-2. And then we cast a Saboteur. Pass the turn. Saboteur can help us double the nightmares we attach that turn it attacks. So, ooh. Nice. 3/1. I'm gonna take it. Alright, I'm gonna attack and get my double triggers. See if they want to block. Okay, they do. First, I'm gonna get a hit, see what they have. Ooh, Willful Smith. This is a nice good blocker. Gonna cast a Necrobot. Also double the nightmares. Oh, Necrobot, yeah, will double nightmares. Craft. Can't cast it this turn. But I'll just do the Willful Smith. And just pass the turn. Alright, 1 nightmare. I need to get more nightmares in. Got 9.
Don't break it.
Okay, definitely gonna block. Because it doesn't do much for me. Okay, I cast a Scorpion and I'm gonna cast Craft while sacrificing my Scorpion. So I can doom 1 creature. And just pass the turn. Ball Lightning. Very nice. Do I dare take 6, 7 damage? Eesh, it's kind of tricky. Alright, I'm not gonna risk it. I'm gonna block. And sure, just block like that. Alright, let's do an Extract Fear. See what we get. Oh, we got Shock, Raging Goblin. I think Shock would be good because in case they have some kind of attacker. Let's do the Necrobot. Lurking Horror, okay. Unfortunately, it's not gonna give me any power. But I could cast it. And just add Nightmare. Just pass the turn. Okay, 2 nightmares. Down to 13. Wow. Alright, gotta sacrifice one of my Necrobots. Okay, this is what the shock is for. Little small little creatures, and then at the Lorekeeper. Braid is good. Attack. Alright, I really want the nightmares to start flowing. We got 14 nightmares inside. There's Volcano. Alright, 3 nightmares. Another ball lightning. I could save 1 damage, I guess. Maybe that's not so important. Okay, we're kind of stuck now. We're just gonna cast Disorient and pass the turn. Hopefully the nightmares start kicking in. Ooh, nothing. Didn't attack. Interesting. In that case, I'm just gonna cast the Wintergrip Mage. Still put up Disorient, and I'll end the turn.
Your thoughts are an open door. Right behind you. Follow my lead. Don't break it.
Okay, I will block the warrior. Is that a warrior? Recruit. And I'll just pass, not dealing damage to me. Hey, Shadowstag. Great, 4/5 blocker. I'm just gonna kill this off. And just pass the turn. Alright, 4 nightmares. Just 2 more to go. Okay, that be game. So it was a nice example of how Ashiok can just control the board, adding nightmares into the deck, into the opponent's deck, and you slowly drain the opponent for life while you gain life and stay alive. But those big creatures like Ball Lightning, they were quite scary. We had to take some life, but we did gain back quite a lot. So yeah, it was pretty good. Okay, so that's it for our introduction to Ashiok. Hopefully you got a taste of what she's can do. It is a very controlled build. The games are going to be longer than your usual aggro or creature based decks, but it's very interesting when you try and synergize all your cards, and every time you see that nightmare pop up when they draw a card, it's a good feeling. The deck does use more rare cards than the other Spellslingers that we've played with. So if you have all these cards, I think Ashiok's a good choice, but if you don't, then you might want to hold off for a while, maybe after you've grown your collection a little bit more. Alright, if you'd like to see more Spellslingers or Magic content in general, hope you will subscribe and leave a comment, tell us what you've been playing or what you want to see in the future. We'll try to make videos on that. And you can also check out our website at tapandsec.com where you can read more articles on Magic. We're tapping out now, take care and see you guys next time.